Hello.
Hello. Hola, Tomás.
I will close the micro before we start. Before we start, sorry. Because
¿Cómo?
I
Huh?
will close the microphone until the rest of the people will arrive to the meeting.
Okay. Hello, guys. Hi again. All right. So we're going to link growth and evolution. We have Tomas with you for the second part of this meeting. And I'm going to start with a request from Carla, who I hope she managed to join. Okay. So she asked me to recap the strategies to find more students. And I'm going to do that in a minute. But before that, I want to reflect on something which has to do with our model, which is before even we start with a list of things that you can do to get more students, before that moment, you will have to make a decision for your growth. And that decision is how do I go about it? Yeah, what do I do? We've spoken about that, but it's worth recapping. Now, the decision is based on your need and the way and your students' need up to a certain extent. So what I mean is, what do you need in the first place? In the first place, uh, your um, your career as a teacher can be based on, okay, I'm going to contact with different providers, see what they give me. That's one way of working. It's true. It can work. I know, though, that then the teacher's life, the teacher's career have a certain duration with that model. And there is another way of doing it, which is, okay, I'm going to start, of course, and I'm going to start collaborating with other with providers, but also I'm going to see whether I cannot make this my business and build a solid basis for my business. When you ask yourself this question, the next thing that you're going to ask yourself is, all right, so how do I do it? Okay, how do I go about it? Will I be looking for students? And when I find students, what do I offer to them? Will that be okay? Since I'm a great teacher, I'm going to offer myself in different marketplaces and then get students, and then they will become my clients. Or I can do something else and something better and something more solid. And why do I say that? You may think, yeah, but private students is not something that is not solid. It can be solid. Yes or no? It depends on how much you estimate your time and what price you put to it. As simple as it. Yeah. So you can say, okay, my time is worth 15 euros. So every time I get someone to pay me 15 euros, I'm going to be happy. End of it. Make numbers. You can teach 20 hours, or you can say, well, but if I teach 40 hours, I will be happier. Well, you will get crazy if you teach 40 hours. So that formula is not going to work long for you. What's the alternative then? The alternative is that once you find students, it's where you have to be ready with the answer. Yeah, this is where you will have to say yes to for instance, yes to blocking my hour for you for 15 euros, or choosing something that gives me much bigger opportunities. I think we have created that something, Oxinity. Okay, because again, we work collaboratively and we're going to use each other's availability, which you can choose, and we're going to offer our students a much bigger flexibility to join any group that they want without hindering our growth. We can grow, they can choose when they want to teach. And if I succeed to make this formula work, I know that I'm also achieving not only to have students, but I'm achieving that my initial rate per hour, the initial rate per hour is at 21. The initial rate per hour, I'm not talking about 15 anymore or 14, initially 21. If this, sorry guys, if I continue growing, then I will increase my rate per hour to 28 to 35. Now, I understand that this can be a little bit complex for the teachers that are at their initial stages. So before I continue with a list of things that you can do, please ask if, let me know if I have to explain further. Is this clear? Just this, because this is the basis of your growth. Any questions here? No? All good? Okay, right. Okay, so again, now before even the list of things that you can do, I will tell you, how well do you know the tools that you have at hand? Because the tools, I mean, I can get students only with my phone and I can start doing phone calls. This is one tool. Do you know more tools that you can use here? Very quickly, the tools that you have in im.oxinity.com. Do you know them? Georgina knows them, yeah? Okay, so very quickly, the promo button, yes, this is your ally number one, the promo button. Then you have the Salesforce, because everything that is going to come through my actions is going to be stored in my Salesforce. If you're not using it, if you think that this is not a tool that you would use every day, then I invite you to change this, use it, because it will give you a lot of information and possibilities. So promo button, Salesforce, the presentations, the dossiers, because you would need to send information to people. And then another thing that is often forgotten, which is our referral policy. People usually don't think about it, but it's actually a very strong, powerful point, right? So I'm going to quickly show you, just bear with me. And for the newcomers to have an idea. So this is my platform, I'm Oxinity. And as I said, the promo button here are all my landing pages personalized with my IDC. I can add the from, and I have different options here. They need updating, I know, but if you go to companies, then here is the dossier, yeah, updated. If I go to kids, then I'll find the dossier as well. If I, let me see, we have the Christmas promo. In a couple of months, we'll have it. The video, you can send a video here with your IDC, very good also tool. And you have the classics, which is a landing page for adults, a landing page for children. Here, is the big forgotten, the discount link. Yeah, we usually forget about it. We can use it in dates like this one. We are now 2 days from Halloween. You can use that to send a 10% discount. But your students have also the possibility to send discount, to use referral discounts. So this is something that we'll definitely have to exploit. A lot of clients that we've had now in October are referrals, word of mouth, the best type of marketing. So remember that we have a mechanism on your end and on the student's end. On your end is here, on the student's end is in app@oxinity.com. Salesforce, if you're not using it, you have to start using it, because mine is empty, but yours won't be. So here is where you can use all these columns to remember the actions that you have to do. You can see the leads that you've got historically speaking, and what's going on with them up to now, up to the present moment. And you can do something that is super important, part of the list of things that you can do: follow up. There is no success without follow up. Don't rely on a one-off action, and that's that. So if I were to name habit number 1 is creating routines. Whatever you decide to do, it has to be repeated and constant. Those of you who have tried for once something and it hasn't worked, it's not, you don't have enough information. You can't conclude, oh, I once tried a Facebook advert campaign, it didn't work, so I stopped. It's not conclusive. Oh, I once tried an email campaign, it didn't work. It's not conclusive. Things cannot, the other way around. You have to ask yourself, what do I have to do to make this channel work for me? And this comes to answer Carla's question whether or not she should go for Facebook advert. And I was telling her, yes and no, because if you know how to, if you've done it before, and if you know how to turn Facebook into a sales channel, go for it and do it. Otherwise, if you haven't done it, you'd rather have an advisor who would advise you how to do it, because it's not just I put money on it and I wait for results. It's not that. It's not how it works. If you don't have experience with Facebook, you'd rather take a different approach to it. And the different approach is, I'm going to use what I have at hand to share in different groups. We'll get to that part. So the tools that you have the tools that you have: the promo button, Salesforce, the documents, the dossier, landing pages, the referral policy, and I will add to it the blog. Yeah. So with these elements, we're going to reach students. The blog is here, oxinity.com blog. And if you know how to copy and paste, then you will be able to grow. So I like this post, I copy it and I share it in my social media, for instance. Not only in social media, but also if you use this button, it will copy the code. Yeah. Not only in social media, but also in groups. Yeah. So what that creates is this. Yeah. If you do it regularly, that regularity that I was talking about translates into this. Right? I'm typing the best academies, English academies in Barcelona. And after these adverts here, in page 1 is, you will find this. And this guy, this here has been written by Ana Elena, a partner. Now in page 1 on Google. So definitely a strategy that this lady has been able to take to the highest place. Yeah, number 1 on Google. So what she did is she once wrote a blog with external links, a comparison, and now she is on page 1 of Google. So when you ask about things that you can do, well, in the first place, I would say in the first place, if this is definitely a strategy that works, but in the first place, I would say all of us have contacts, right? All of us can have our contacts. We can use our contacts for our growth. Now, we're not going to sell to our contacts English classes possibly. You can argue, yeah, but my contacts, they all speak English. Fine, fantastic. But we're going to think strategically. Behind each contact, there might be a company or a group of parents if they have kids at school, or something that or a university group. This is how we should think. And whenever there is a group of people, maybe we can offer our service. Not me as an English teacher, not me, my service. Why is that? Because if my sister, who is a piano teacher, if I want to learn piano with her, I know that we will end up arguing. I'm not going to probably choose her as a teacher. But I'm going to, if she offers a good place to learn piano, I will go there. Okay, probably you may think, yes, but my name is my authority, etc., etc. I know that I know I have the experience, and I'm trying to transmit that to you. Okay, maybe you don't believe me now, but just make an experiment. The service, putting the service first, will have much higher reach than your name. And I've explained that previously. When we put a person first, we end up deciding whether or not that person is the right fit. So there will always be someone that outranks us in any of the features that we put forward, being it experience, knowledge, nationality, age, whatever. Okay, but when you put the service first, then what they try to analyze is whether that service is suitable for them, which it is, right? So you put yourself first, you can scare a lot of people even. That's it. If we want to, if for instance I want teachers to join Oxinity, I would never say, come with me because I'm great here. It's just nonsense. Yeah, and the same is with students. So a service is not something personal. It's beyond the personal characteristics, and it's much more powerful, more resourceful, and much better. People can try and decide. Now, if people try and decide you, and it's your cousin, your cousin is not going to tell you, as a teacher, as a teacher, you suck. You're not a good teacher, or you're not the right fit for me. Okay? But they can say, well, this is not the right system for me. And it's all right. Your cousin still will be your friend. So that's the same with anyone. That's the decision number 1. So your contacts have to be used in that way to get to the people that might need English, and then you provide your service first. Okay, so what else can you do apart from using your contact list, which is really, really where you actually have to start? And by the way, take Mari Carmen's advice here. One of the contributions, the experience that she's got, that's her contribution. categorize your list, and then for each of these categories, you can have a different offer. Some of the people you will approach by phone, some of the people by WhatsApp, some of the people, well, can be emailed, and so on and so on. So don't go for private classes with you, go for a service. Then, as I said, happy students will bring more happy students. And I'm going to share now. Let me find here and show you how this works on the students' end. Just bear with me. Here. Okay, so I'm here with logged as a student. The first thing that I will read is that I can get a 10% discount if I invite my friends. First thing, yeah. Okay, I say fine. And oh my God. Okay, so by the way, what you just saw is how the system collects the information that is most needed. Yeah, sorry that I didn't spend time explaining that, but if a signature was needed for that class, the first thing that the system requests is that signature. In any case, I'm here and I can use this to invite people and reduce my my fee. So this is a referral policy that works pretty well. If your students are aware, fantastic, then go and use it. Okay, so happy students will bring more happy students. This is the principle. What else you can use? Okay, well, we've been talking about that in previous chats. Marketplaces, they have a pay-to-win model, but watch out for a couple of things in marketplaces. In the first place, the conversion rate is much lower. If you compare Mari Carmen's, for instance, conversion rate is of 50%. This is it. I analyzed it a couple of days ago because her strategy is I'm going to get my client, my contacts to become my help. With this strategy, the conversion rate is 50%. Marketplaces. For marketplaces, you have that pay-to-win model, which is I pay a little to be on page one on the marketplace, and then but I share my profile with 20 more teachers. Therefore, the bids are higher. So the conversion is lower. If you go for a marketplace, first of all, you will be constantly forced to decide whether or not you provide a service, or you go and take the student in a private class, and then you can't reach better than 15 euros maximum. Okay, but also they can be a source of students. So this is another thing. Now, more actions can be done online, but also offline. And last week we spoke about, for instance, approaching sports clubs, places where people gather together. For instance, when people wait for their kids to finish school and collect them. There you have a bunch of parents that can be approached with a QR code, for instance. Or that place where I have my breakfast, this bar, I can leave I can talk to the manager and they can help me in some kind of a joint collaboration, yeah? Offline and online, for instance, in their social media or with a flyer, etc. This can be done as well. Then social media channels. Social media channels are blogs, yeah, through blogs. Blogs can be either blogs of others that I go and place in different groups in my profile and in different groups. And even better, do what Anna Elena did that I just showed you. She creates her own content and then she is sharing it a lot. And that content can be shared in specific professional groups. So this is how you can, one way of using social media. Paid Facebook adverts only if you know what you're doing. Either you learn and then you do, or you get someone that knows and then you do it. Otherwise, you can get a lot of clicks, but not necessarily leads. It won't convert people. And watch out, all these call to actions that include free class. It can be understood as everything is for free. Your service is for free, and you're not going to get anything out of it. And then remember that I told you about how essential follow-up is. And follow-up is through Salesforce. There is no, again, I'm going to start sharing. Again, forget about Excel sheets, really. You want to do it professionally. And the way to do it professionally is not a one-off thing, is something that that you can make recurrent. So if I use it, I can program my actions, my follow-up. Well, mine is empty, sorry, because I don't have students here, but I can store, I can see my leads, I can see contacts from online contacts. I can see who finishes in 15 days, my students finishing in 15 days to do an action. I can even register myself a company or a name. I can do that. For instance, it's not certainly a lead, but it's something, a company that I'm chasing, right? So I can say, for instance, Microsoft, which obviously I don't have, but imagine that I want to have it. So I'm going to register Microsoft in the system, and I'm going to put it in, sorry. For instance, either in follow-up or in, I don't see here. Okay, well, I'll do it in follow-up. I'll put it in follow-up. For instance, to send them an email on the 13th of November. Yeah, so you can program your actions like that. And then the contact will, on the 13th of November, will appear here. Yeah, if I go to the 13th of November, then I'll get Microsoft here. So these are very simple actions that you can do in order to remember about actions, yeah, and follow-up. Follow-up is essential. Okay, and then finally, things that you can do is WhatsApp or email campaigns. WhatsApp or email campaigns, again, they have to be scheduled. They have to be something recurrent, a recurrent event. And related to this, we have these seasonal offers, which is right now Halloween. Those of you who have been, well, inviting people to try the classes with a maybe 10% discount, probably you've done it. I know that Sonia has done it, Georgina has done it, I myself for our students, and we already got a lead from an action like that. So anything that you can do will end up in a result that we can analyze and then create our own strategy. So for some people, it will be social media. For some people, it will be personal contacts, which is, again, the thing that I recommend to you guys. And then, well, a lot of consistency. It's not a one-off. And again, let me go back to the blogs. Blogs are what will long-term make the whole difference. If you're not using it, those, you can say it's a lot. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Those who know how to use the copy paste button and you are not doing it, you're closing the door to your growth. You're not going to grow. If you think it's a lot, I'm not doing it, you're closing the door to your growth. Your mindset has to be, if I know how to copy paste, I have a growth. This is it. If I know how to fill a form, I have a growth. If I know how to send a WhatsApp, I have a growth, because everything else is provided. Promo button, dossier, Salesforce, blog. You have everything at hand. You need a roadmap. I just mentioned the 7-8 things that you can do. Just do it. Go and do it. Okay, how do you start? How do you start? Maybe the big question. How do I start? Send me a private message and I'll get you started. Questions, guys? All clear? Sarah Show, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you know how to start?
Well, I'm still new at this, so I'm a little unsure actually.
Send me a private message.
Okay.
Gareth, do you know how to start?
I will be sending you a private message as well.
Right.
Thank you.
Carla, did I answer some of your concerns?
Yes, I will send you a private message because I'm not sure about WhatsApp and about the campaigns really.
Right. Okay. Yes, please do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay,
Very
so okay, guys, any questions before we continue with the evolution part? No? Okay. So, evolution, this is the moment when we become greedy and when we start asking for asking things, right? To Thomas, our colleague that is going to listen to them all and probably tell us how easy or difficult this is. Yeah, greedy in terms of we have the tools, we have ideas. How can we evolve? Yeah, how can we become better? Anyone, any request, any suggestion? Let me remind you that last week we were talking about the game becoming part of our strategy, commercial growth strategy. This is a great idea, by the way. We're working on it. Thank you to those people who sent me their sentences, their phrases, their descriptions. Thank you very much. I have some ideas now. We're going to create this landing page for it. Any other idea, suggestion, wish?
I have a lot, but
Okay, then
no, but like,
go for it.
The landing page with the overlay, with the message saying, because we've got the 10% is currently on the website.
Yes.
Right. And that, for me, in terms of user experience and all that stuff.
Yes, you want, you want.
So, because the thing, they have that overlay, like saying, oh, you got 10%, they close, and then they're on the website. And how can they get that? And that's why I suggested that it's much better to have that on the landing page where they, they close the little message 10% and boom, they can go and fill that out. Okay. And if we want to be greedy, or not greedy, but there's something I spoke to you about like a long time ago about the fact of being able to put an expiration date. Because if I'm saying, hey, you got 10% only from here to the 31st, like now for Halloween, right? I mean, at one point, they should go back. If they go back to the form on the 2nd of November, they should not be able to fill that in, right?
Fine.
In terms of wanting to be like I don't like the word greedy, but
Yeah, fine. I
Yeah.
like it. Okay.
Yeah.
So to recap, to summarize, a landing page that would allow a 10% discount with an
that has the
expiration.
overlay. That has the overlay because I'm aware it does. That has the overlay, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
message up top.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I got you. And an end date as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you about, like, it would be cool to have a little tool to say, hey, percentage and end date, so we can all manage individually our own sort of like, but I think that's very complex to develop. I know that's, and then the landing page is French because I have a lot of people in France.
Okay. Tomás, do you know how easy or difficult this is to create?
Poner fecha de caducidad a las promociones.
Sí.
Bueno, es una parte de lo que ella dijo.
Sí.
Landing page con un mensaje, uno de esos pop-up, o no sé cómo se llama, donde pones
Ahora se llama overlay.
overlay.
Pero,
Overlay del 10%, le das a entendido y después que te salga que es hasta tal fecha. Si se registra hasta tal fecha, tiene un 10% de descuento.
Si no... No es cuestión de
I think
mirarlo, pero a priori no es una cosa que sea extremadamente difícil de hacer.
Okay, yeah,
Es
I
cuestión de
think
mirarlo,
we can have it.
yeah, I mean, the easiest would be like the landing page with the overlay. That would be, I don't know, like as far as I know,
Okay.
the simplest. And maybe the expiration date could be a development to be done later on.
Okay,
But
great.
if I may, maybe translating the websites or the landing pages, translating the landing pages into the local languages in all the sort of countries that some of us are operating, such as France or Italy.
Yeah,
in my
Italy.
case.
Absolutely
It would
necessary,
really
yeah.
help. So unfortunately, I don't know French well enough to do that. So if somebody here knows French and can help us out, or
Absolutely.
Italian, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I have people willing to do that. And actually, there is a partner that translated the presentation into Italian, Ildi. So grateful for that. And people that are waiting for to have that opportunity in Hungarian, in Bulgarian, so other languages as well. Yeah. So necessary, absolutely. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Can I just, sorry, it's Fiona here. Can I just support Georgina there? Because literally all of my previous students were from France, and I've kind of struggled a lot with that, trying to share information with them, trying to make sure that I've got the correct landing page. And I've always been worried that they're going to click on a link and suddenly be confronted with Spanish, and that it would put them off. So
Okay.
yeah, anything that can be presented in French and easily also found by us, to make sure that we are able to share the correct landing page link would make me feel more confident.
I think that in a couple of weeks we can have that. So if in a couple of weeks we're working on it. Yeah. So possibly in 2 weeks' time we can have it. Okay, Mari Carmen.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you, Radmila, would it be worth it if all of us sent you a ranking of, say, maybe 5, not to complicate things too much, of the languages we would need those landed pages in, so that we could start, maybe where the top ranking is greater, since there is a lot of work behind it.
Okay, yeah, perfect. We can do that. Yeah, of course. It would be great. Truly appreciate it. I know what you are going to probably suggest. It's great. Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anything else, Georgina, on your end?
No, just maybe to help Fiona out about the correct languages. I use the, what do you call, incognito? When I go on browser, yeah, the private session, whatever, so that I make sure, because the browser keeps the cookies and has like a memory, so I use that all the time just to make sure, as you said, that I'm sending the Spanish one to the Spanish people and the English one to English people and the language and so on. So if that helps you out, that's what I do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have actually tried that, but thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, I do use the incognito just to try and, you know, test it before I send anything.
There you go.
Yeah.
And sometimes I even have to refresh it, but
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, and let me know if you struggle. If I can help you with it, I will. With some landing pages for instance, to offer Spanish classes to English-speaking students, we can go about it. There is a way. Yeah. Mari Carmen, another comment?
No, thank you. That was from before.
Ah, that was from before. Sorry. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, so these are great ideas. Yeah, we'll. I think that in a couple of weeks we can have them. All right. Anything else? No? Great. Okay, so we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for all the ideas, all the testimonials. Many thanks for everything. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Friday. And send me private messages, those of you who need help. We're here. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye.